Good afternoon, Capricorn. We're going to do you guys reading for February. What can Capricorn expect in February? I think the cards is ready, actually. So let's go ahead. Emotional loss in reverse. Obstacles and challenges. Foundations and achievements in reverse. Throat chakra. Conflict and defeat. Fertility in reverse. Accelerated motion in reverse. Intuition. Material and spiritual prosperity in reverse. Universe in reverse. Truth. Fulfillment of wishes in reverse. And spiritual strength in reverse. Okay, Capricorn. Let's jump into it. I feel like some of you guys have just come from a time of great change, and that change is really not done affecting you. There's really a lot of energy in motion for you guys right now. And that means that you are able to steer your life in a certain direction now. All of the changes are not going to be things that are under your control, and all of these things are not going to be things that you necessarily want or like. However, they give you the opportunity to reorientate your life in certain areas. When you lose something, you get the opportunity to replace it with something new. So look at it that way. Don't look at it as, oh, I lost this, this is horrible, because you want everything to stay the same, because Capricorn rules your nature. Which is about building, but never destroying and breaking down and building anew. But some of those things that you lost, some of those bricks that have come out from the structures of your life are just areas where you can replace them with firmer foundation, with more support. So look at this time, this time of change as something positive, Capricorn. In you guys' area of finances, I'm seeing challenges. I'm seeing that there are circumstances that are hovering around that are potentially creating problems for you. But these problems are really trying to get you to make a change towards your spiritual path. They're trying to elevate you out of a certain mindset of fear and limitation and rigidity, Capricorn, so that you can start making choices that are more spiritual, more enlightened, and more reflective of your soul versus your limitations that you put on yourself based off of, I need this, I need that. If I don't have this, I'm not good enough. If I don't have that, I'm in despair. Capricorn, you don't have to deal with that type of energy because you're here for a higher purpose. And this change is all of these removal of the support systems that you enjoy is pushing you towards gaining those changes in your life. So don't fret. Seeing foundations and achievements in reverse. So I feel like some of you guys may have been wanting to, been working towards making some changes in your relationships, in your communications, in your way of expressing yourself, and that may not have come through. I feel like some of you guys, again, this is a spiritual situation for you. So some of the ways that maybe you guys wanted to move to a different apartment, move across town. Maybe you guys wanted to start having a conversation about maybe starting a family with someone, and maybe deciding that you wanted to take your life in a more serious direction, and start building towards that future that you desire, Capricorn, and being well off in your older age, or in your older years or later years. But that's not really the energy of the time frame right now. Right now, you guys are more so need to be focused on having a conversation with yourself, not with other people, and about your goals and your family, things of that nature. But you need to be more so focused on building yourself up internally, building that conversation and that rapport with yourself, so that you can understand what it is that you want to do and need to be doing. In you guys' area of security and comfort, I'm seeing the throat chakra. So again, communication is playing a really big role right now, and it's more so in line with changes to communication, changes in the way that you communicate, changes in the way that you express yourself, and that's because you're going within and trying to find a higher spiritual purpose for some of your suffering, for some of your circumstances. I'm seeing the 5 in all of these cards over and over and over and over again, and the 5 is about change. The 5 is somewhat erratic. It's the five has a lot, it resonates with Uranus a lot, Uranian energy, which some people consider your enemy, but it's not. It's just change has to occur, and so you guys are changing the way that you express yourself to your family. And you may not have gotten the responses you wanted. You may have got people may have started to turn their backs on you because you have started expressing yourself from a more spiritual perspective, Capricorn, because you're starting to do things from a different perspective. And people may be looking at you crazy, but that's okay. That's important right now because it's important to see who supports your shift and who doesn't. And the universe is going to bring that to light so that you can have a higher understanding of the energies that you surround yourself with on a daily basis. Who it is that has been subconsciously holding you back from expressing yourself. You're coming into awareness of that. On the creative front, you have conflict and defeat, and again, this card is ruled by the five. It's also blue. So again, this is about communication. This is about having to communicate and express yourself and feeling like an individual and feeling like you can be creative and do unique things. And you guys are going to war about that. It may be with your father figure. It may be with your own authority, internally speaking. You guys may just have to deal with a lot of crap when it comes to dealing with authority that's not allowing you to express your mind, that's not allowing you to express this newfound sense of enlightenment and awareness of who you are and what you want to do. You're going to have to fight for that, but it's an important battle and you just need to keep pressing forward. And the area of you guys work, I'm seeing that you were looking forward to some changes. You're planting the seeds and you're trying to get towards making some new growth, some new avenues of resources. And I think that that's going to work out for you guys. I think that that's something that you have to work for. You're going to have to work really hard for these changes when it comes to your career, when it comes to your money, when it comes to your rituals, your day-to-day life. But you're planting the seeds, and they're going to manifest at some point. They're going to make sure that you are able to start supporting yourself, but it's not something that's going to happen overnight. And you guys know that because you're all about patience. So in you guys' area of relationships, I'm seeing accelerated motion in reverse. So some of you guys are realizing where your relationships are taking you off your path, basically. You're realizing where some of your relationships are preventing you from doing what you need to do. So you're walking away from them so that you can move forward to your spiritual destiny. So you can move forward to manifesting your potential. Your real potential, Capricorn, has been untapped. And some of your relationships have held you back from that in the past, and you're understanding that, and you're making directions towards doing that. So don't feel defeated right now. What you're going through right now, Capricorn, is scary for you because you're dealing with a lot of change. And that change is shaking up areas of your life where you didn't think that they needed to be shaken up. And you're seeing people for who they are, and you're able to communicate yourself more effectively, but it's also causing conflict around you. But that's not because you're being negative or because you're making the wrong choice. You're naturally seeing who's on your side and who's not. And when we see that reality, it's often not pretty. We often realize just how much people don't support us, especially when we change, a Capricorn. We don't really support changing ourselves in general, but the people around us get comfortable with us being in a certain mode, a certain person, a certain mindset, behaving a certain way, thinking a certain way. And that person may have never even truly been you. You may have just now started to come into yourself. And that may be what's going on, Capricorn. And so you're starting to shift your relationship surrounding that. And it starts off with the arguments, the disconnects, the shade, the negativity. That's going to happen, but you're moving forward in the right direction nonetheless. In you guys' area of your deep emotions, your transformation, you have your intuition, you realizing you having a better relationship with divinity right now, Capricorn. I feel like you're having a better relationship with yourself. You know what it is that has potentially held you back in the past. You know what it is, how to deal with some of your darker emotions. And I feel like you guys are becoming into awareness of that and able to start receiving guidance for that. You're realizing why some of the things have happened, why you have been limited in some areas, why you're in conflict with some of the people around you. Because you're moving forward in a spiritual light. And so if you guys are checking out the video, you're definitely on that path. If you're probably just sitting around feeling it in yourself, like, oh, I realize, you think about some of your emotions, think about some of your situations, and that's pushing you in the right direction. I'm seeing spiritual and material prosperity in reverse in you guys' area of your what it is that you need, your healing, your wounding, your secret and sacred knowledge. So you guys are making you're making leaps and bounds because you're able to start dealing with your pain. And that's just to keep it short, you guys are able to start balancing yourself because you're aware and starting to come into consciousness of your pain and of your patterns, your addictive patterns that keep you in a certain cycle that you're dealing with those circumstances because you have in the past you were because you weren't dealing with some of your problems and your emotions. I think I pulled the devil card for you guys last reading. So you guys were dealing with a lot of temptation then because you weren't dealing with some of your issues. But some of you guys are coming into awareness of it and start balancing yourself from the root chakra up, so that you can start living a totally different reality. Um, in you guys' area of um, you guys' area of travel, long-term travel, spiritual goals. You guys have the universe in reverse. I'm feeling like you guys, there's a big change that's coming for you guys spiritually. There's a big initiation, a big awakening, a big awareness that's coming to you that's enlightening you to the more esoteric parts of life, the more spiritual aspects of life. And you guys are coming into awareness of that. And that awareness is going to keep you, it's going to create a lot of positivity. It's going to create a foundation from which you can build yourself off of. It's going to create an awakening within, and it's going to take time for this awakening to unfold. In the next 2.5 years, you guys are going to be a totally different person, and that's what I'm seeing. And right now, this month, you're going through a lot of conflict when it comes to communicating with people because your reality internally is starting to shift, and that's what this is really about. Um, and you guys' career, you guys are coming into an awareness, and this is a really important place for you guys because this is the area of life that rules you. And so you're coming into a lot of awareness of where you have been imbalanced when it comes to your goals. You have reached a lot for security or the ability to express yourself, or maybe that was denied. So you've been reaching for material gains so that you can find that voice within yourself, so that you can find that healing of not ever having a voice, your parents always being so domineering, always controlling you, always deciding, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. And you're deciding, I don't necessarily want that path. I don't necessarily want to do what my parents said I want to do. I'm not necessarily going to be in this. This is imbalanced. This is not really what I want to do. This is not standing up for myself. This is not my soul's doing. This is the matrix, and I'm walking away from dealing with situations that are not in truth, that are not in this career, that's not me, is going to have to go. And so you guys are balancing the scales when it comes to dealing with your spiritual prosperity and your material prosperity and your self-expression and your career. You guys are finding that you don't have to sacrifice either one. You can have both if you have the right career. So you're going to start making choices around what it is that you need to start building yourself towards. Fulfillment of wishes in reverse. This is just like Aries reading. You're going to get your friendship later. You're going to get some of that wealth later. You're going to get some of that support later. Once you start making some of those choices to start getting on your life path, to start leading your life with compassion and love for yourself, and start healing yourself and focusing on yourself, you're going to start coming into a lot of that wealth and a lot of those wealth of relationships with people. Capricorn is not big on their relationships, but you guys, there's a lot of support that can happen when you have the right type of people around you. So you're trying to raise your vibration by expressing yourself and by being yourself and knowing who it is that you are and what it is that you want to do. You're raising your vibration, so eventually you're going to have those loving relationships, those friendships that last 30 years, those relationships that are committed, Capricorn, all of those things that you're about, all those things that you want, you're going to have those people in your life. You're balancing out your career and coming into your spiritual awareness, and that's what's going to help you move forward in that direction. Altogether, we have spiritual strength in reverse for the final card. So again, you guys are just working hard towards gaining this spiritual enlightenment, gaining this spiritual control over your life, and learning what it is that you need to learn about yourself. There's a reason why you had to suffer. There's a reason why you're in conflict. It's not a punishment. It's not something negative. You're getting onto your spiritual path, Capricorn, and that's what's going to help you move forward in the directions that you want to move forward and help you gain some of that prosperity that you want. And it's going to take time because all your spiritual cards are in reverse, so it's about going within. All of this was about going within, Capricorn. You have the answers, and you're finding the answers. You're finding what it is that you want to do with your life and what it is that you're going to do that's going to make you happy. You're finding a way to balance your voice and make sure that you're not losing out on creative expression versus having a career. You're going to start shifting your career to start orientating around some of this spiritual enlightenment that's coming in. And I promise you, Capricorn, within the next 2 years, your life is going to be totally different. You're going to be a totally different person. So look forward to that. It's going to be a journey, and some of it's going to be tough. But thank you, Capricorn.